Chisholm by assault. There will be no quarter given.
Interesting facts about famous people.
10 underrated John Wayne movies. Wayne made many high-profile and successful movies over a long career, so well known that some of his other endeavours didn't get the same amount of sunlight. Let's take a look at some of these today. Some westerns, some not. When it comes to classic movie stars from Hollywood's golden age in the 1940s and 50s, few cast a shadow larger than John Wayne. In a 5-decade career, Wayne became an iconic western hero, with close to 200 roles in film and television. Wayne is one of those rare movie cowboys whose work has lived on past the genre's peak, making Wayne one of the most enduring stars in history. If you enjoyed this video, take a look at my channel for more. The link's in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Dark Command. After Wayne got his big break in 1939's Stagecoach, he reunited with co-star Claire Trevor the following year for the Civil War set western, Dark Command, when Mary McLeod, Trevor, marries a seemingly innocent schoolteacher named William Cantrell, Walter Pidgeon. She learns her new husband is a bushwhacker, raiding Confederate and Union units. As Cantrell turns his violent attentions to the town, Mary reaches out to her former suitor and pro-Union cowboy, Bob Seaton, Wayne,
Here they are.
to save the day and stop her dastardly husband.
I guess Lawrence is burned to the ground.
Yeah. Well, we got a saying down in Texas that takes a good fire to burn down the weeds. Let the flowers grow.
You've got a saying in Texas for just about everything, haven't you?
Ever hear what William Shakespeare said? All's well that ends.
Reap the Wild Wind. Wayne swapped the Wild West for the high seas in his 1942 film Reap the Wild Wind, playing sea captain Jack Stewart, following marine salvages operating off the coast of Florida in 1840. The crew schemes how to maintain their command and navigate torrid love triangles. After being saved from his wrecked ship, Jack competes for the love of Loxie Claiborne, Paulette Goddard, while clashing with other captains, including the dashing Steve Tolliver, Ray Milland.
Jack, tell me, how did it go with the Commodore?
I think they've got me busted flatter than I had it.
But your new command. Aren't they going to give you
The Southern Cross? Might as well be dry dock.
The Fighting Seabees, the adventures of the US Naval Construction Battalions, the Seabees, in the 1944 war film, The Fighting Seabees. The film follows the units responsible for quickly constructing airstrips throughout the Pacific. Wayne plays Wedge Donovan, who battles with his commanders over the fact that his men aren't armed with weapons to defend themselves against the Japanese, leading Donovan to form the Seabees so he and his men can receive military training to defend themselves properly. Back to Bataan. The grittiest of Wayne's World War II films was 1945's Back to Bataan, depicting the Pacific Theater's brutal battle for the Philippines. Wayne plays Joseph Madden, an American officer who remains in the Philippines to organize the Filipino resistance to the Japanese after the American military withdrew. Leading the Filipino resistance in bloody guerrilla warfare, Madden witnesses first-hand Japanese war atrocities while waiting for American reinforcements. The High and the Mighty. Before disaster movies like Airport or The Poseidon Adventure in 1954's The High and the Mighty, Wayne received top billing. The film's a true ensemble effort. Wayne plays Dan Roman, the first officer of an aircraft flying between Honolulu and San Francisco, which experiences catastrophic in-flight trouble, stress among the passengers and crew builds. Roman resorts to desperate measures to land the plane safely while dealing with brewing interpersonal conflicts. The Wings of Eagles. Wayne collaborated with filmmaker John Ford for the biopic The Wings of Eagles, a 1957 film. He plays naval aviator and screenwriter Frank Spig Weed. Between World Wars, Weed suffers a tragic accident and becomes a paraplegic. Due to this condition, he has to relearn how to walk while starting a writing career in Hollywood. As Weed becomes closer to his family, he re-enlists in active duty service upon the start of World War II, using his aviation and filmmaking experience in the Pacific. The Alamo, 1960. The 1836 Battle of the Alamo. The Alamo was a passion project for Wayne. The movie depicts the pivotal battle against the Mexican army that pushed Texas for independence. Wayne's The Alamo is his sole credited directorial feature work. Reportedly, it was a costly endeavour with grueling behind-the-scenes work for the first-time director. Wayne is rumoured to have invested heavily into the film, with his production company financing $12 million towards its project.
There will be no quarter given.
I hate to say anything good about that long-winded jackanapes, but he does know the short way to start a war.
North to Alaska, a rare foray into screwball romantic comedy with the 1960 film North to Alaska. In the film, he portrays gold panner Sam McCord during the Nome Gold Rush of 1901. After striking it rich in the Yukon, McCord agrees to escort his partner, George Pratt's Stuart Granger, fiancé from Seattle to their growing business in Nome. Finding the intended fiancé has already married someone else, McCord passes off a sex worker named Angel, Capucine, as Pratt's betrothed, but he ends up falling for her instead. Rio Lobo. Filmmaker Howard Hawks worked with Wayne on a loose trilogy of westerns that followed a small band of gunfighters defending their town from a gang of outlaws. The trilogy began in 1959's Rio Bravo and continued with 1966's El Dorado, before concluding with 1970's Rio Lobo. The latter is the final film Hawks ever directed, easily the darkest entry in the informal trilogy. Rio Lobo endured negative reviews upon its initial release for being uninspired and listless.
Did they hit you back? No, I did it myself.
Chisholm. One of Wayne's westerns rooted in actual historical events is Chisholm, covering the 1878 Lincoln County War in New Mexico. In the 1970 film, Wayne plays the real-life figure, John Chisholm. Chisholm tries to keep the peace while working as a cattle baron. He takes on underhanded businessman Lawrence Murphy, Forrest Tucker, who is making a play for his land. Among the figures caught up in the escalating conflict are Pat Garrett, Glenn Corbett, and Billy the Kid, Jeffrey Duell. Murphy uses local law enforcement as his private army.
My name's Chisholm. Those animals are mine.
Oh, there must be some mistake here.
You made it.
Thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get my new videos. Share with your friends. Drop me your comments. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.